What's happening, everybody? Thanks, as always, for tuning in to the Crash Bang Boom podcast. I'm your host, Jody Smith. For episode 51, we got a great guest and somebody that I've been seeing play music for quite some time, and it was great to catch up with him. That person, of course, would be the one and only Jimmy Bower. Jimmy's really been New Orleans' go-to player for heavy music since the 80s, and has worked with everybody from Down to Crowbar, to Corrosion of Conformity, I Hate God, Superjoint Ritual, Mystick Krewe of Clearlight, Shell Shock, Slugs, Blatant Frustration, and the list goes on and on. We get into I Hate God opening up for Pantera and the run that they did in the States, and then their own tours abroad, both in Europe, Japan, etc. We also talk about strange gigs with fat, masks, and glass, and the origins of I Hate God and Crowbar, the New Orleans music scene back in the day, and just talk a lot about all the many projects throughout the years that Jimmy's been involved in. It was definitely a good one and quite a great hang. So I hope y'all enjoyed as much as I did. Here we go. Crash, bang, boom. We got the Tower of Power, Jimmy Bower, the Power Hour. He stands tall. He doesn't cower.
Needs a shower.
He needs a shower.
Smelling sour.
Smelling sour. Look, man, it took me a few hours today. I was thinking, all right, what rhymes with this and that and the other? I had my whole intro, and you actually came up with a couple extra ones.
Yeah, I've been doing it longer than you.
You have. Yeah, I guess you have.
It's funny because Bower Power is when I was real young in school, it was like a joke thing, they're like Bower Power.
Yeah.
It's just funny now. It's like I'll put it on T-shirts and stuff. It's just weird,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, thanks for sitting down and talking to me, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. It was great seeing y'all. It's a beautifully sunny 75-degree day outside, and I came inside into a dark black bar where everyone wears black and listened to y'all play some fucking Swamp Doom.
No color here, man. No color. All black.
So how's it going? Thus far on this tour, man? This has been a pretty good little stretch for y'all.
Yeah, it's going great. I mean, it's good to be rolling again, I mean, Mike's healthy again.
Yeah.
And the band in general is just in a good position, and everybody's morale's real good. So it's can't ask for more, man. You know? And it's good times, man.
Yeah. Y'all been doing a few shows now with Cro-Mags.
Yeah.
And I guess prior to that, who were y'all? Because I know that cycled out some of the
We did Negative
bands.
Approach. And then before that was Capitalist Casualties. So,
Capitalist Casualties. That's hard to almost say.
A hardcore band from California.
Right on.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
Goddamn. So it's been good thus far?
Yeah, it's been great, man.
Nice.
It's been great.
Well, man, I was talking to you a little about it earlier, and we'll bounce around, I guess, to some degree. But the first time that I saw y'all being I Hate God was, I still think was 91. We're not sure what year that was, I guess.
We're debating
at the Abstract a Cafe down in the Lower Garden District on Magazine Street, sort of near the RC Bridge Lounge, which is another crazy venue that I Hate God also played. But I remember at the time seeing y'all and being terrified and thinking, I don't know how much longer they can do this. And then, fuck, here we are 30 years later.
We were just a bunch of stupid kids trying to do stupid shit,
What were y'all just like, we're going to be the scariest band, the heaviest band?
We just wanted to piss people. I mean, everybody was doing thrash music. So we were the oddball, And,
yeah.
And I mean, we had our own little clique.
Yeah.
We would hang out at Mike's house and listen to like, what we like to listen to, Melvin, Swans, just
so slower, heavier shit.
Yeah. I mean, we listen to fast stuff too, but playing, you know, we kind of had an idea to do something slow, you know.
Was it
just because nobody else was doing it, you know, and that's what we wanted to do too.
Which is ironic because in New Orleans, with so much of the funk music, so much of it has a slow groove. Yet I guess some of the metal that was happening, maybe it was Exhorder or whatever was happening, was more thrash, and that's what was happening.
We were kind of anti-metal, you know,
right?
Because I mean, people that are like metal, it's so cheesy, man. yeah. No offense to those people, but
right.
Just to me, it's cheesy. There's so much other music out there, you know, and it's just, you know, to pigeon yourself in one genre of music, you know, it's just that
right.
makes sense, you know.
Well, I definitely hear a lot of blues turnarounds in the I Hate God stuff.
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of like the early acoustic blues, whether it was Skip James or Robert Johnson and Son House and all that stuff?
Johnny Hook, yeah, all that shit, man. And I'm a big fan of country music, you know, like old outlaw music and stuff like that. It definitely translates into what we're doing, you know.
It's funny, just at the time, when seeing y'all, I just remember thinking, like, no one else I felt like was doing what y'all were doing at the time.
Oh, there were other bands, but not in New Orleans, I guess.
Right, I mean specifically.
I was, on drums, me and Kirk were doing the Slugs, which turned into Crowbar, and,
right.
and I Hate God was just basically like an alternative to not being that so noisy. You know, it's like Crowbar was a little cleaner, you know. You know, I mean, Kirk's a great guitar player, so it's just trying to do something different. You know, when you're young, that's what you want to. You know, you put your stamp on something. You know, you either do what everybody else does, or you get off the beaten path and try and do something different. And, you know, I guess that's what we're proud of the most. You know, is we kind of made our own little niche. You know.
You have, and you'll stuck to it.
Yeah.
And here y'all are still doing it.
Yeah. You know, to find something that you can handle and you can do and have fun, you know?
Right.
You know?
When Pantera invited y'all out to do shows and everything, do you feel that was kind of a crucial moment for the longevity of I Hate God?
No, we looked at it as a great opportunity, and also, you know, we knew it was going to be tough. Nobody knew who we were and sounding the way we did. But it kind of went with our attitude back then, you know. It's like, let's go do this and thank them. Bless them for taking us out, you know, because it, you know, today we realize more how much it really helped us.
Oh, from an exposure standpoint, it's priceless.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, man, I saw y'all with Pantera, you know. And,
absolutely.
You know, it was a great opportunity, and, you know, what balls for Pantera. Pantera did that. They took Soylent Green out, Anal Cunt, you know, Neurosis. So, you know, it's pretty cool for a really big band like that to, you know, take out underground bands. Good message, you know.
What was the first tour that I Hate God did with Pantera? Where'd y'all go?
It was the whole U.S.
Really?
It was like 2 months, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was cool, man. I mean, you know, we only played 30 minutes a night.
Right.
And, you know, and it was just total experience, you know. It's like, I mean, to be that young of a band and be in arenas, you know, it's like
holy shit,
doing feedback and shit, you know, and all that. It was just like, what the fuck's going on, man? You know. We got $500 a night, you know, and you know, I mean, we were real good friends with all the Pantera guys. You know, we got to know White Zombie real good, you know.
Yeah.
We had actually done some shows with White Zombie in '91.
Wow.
Because they were into us. Shauna was into us.
Right.
So yeah, it was like going out with friends, you know, and also seeing how that whole thing worked, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, and Pantera in their fucking heyday.
Woo!
You know. So
shredding like a motherfucker.
One of the greatest live bands I've ever seen, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Did y'all go to Japan at some point shortly thereafter?
We went to Japan in 2000. Yeah, like 3-4 years later.
Was that the first time that y'all went abroad? Or did you do Europe?
No, we went to Europe in '93.
Okay.
And or maybe earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, '93. Went to Europe in '93, and then came home, made some member changes, and then just did an American tour with Buzz Oven, opening for Buzz Oven, and that kind of started the whole thing. We're like, man, we, you know, came home, each dude had a couple $100 in their pocket. We're like, fuck, we can do this, man. You know, let's roll, you know.
That's awesome.
It's pretty unique when you find 5 people that have the family support and, you know, just the same collective thinking to go out and really do that, because it's not that easy, man.
Fuck no, it's not.
Yeah, especially when you're making $100 a night. You know?
Exactly.
You know, but
yeah.
Wouldn't change a thing, man.
I love talking to people that go to Japan because Japan is such a strange place. I
Yeah.
think from where, no matter where you're from on this planet, going to Japan is strange. I'd be interested to know what your experience was going to Japan, playing that music at the time. And
It was cool. But it's weird. They understood it more than anywhere we'd ever been, you know?
that's amazing.
They had a band called Zenigiva that we played with, and you know, Japan's famous for like weird shit, like, you know,
Absolutely.
they'll go to a show where some guy's sitting at a table smoking a cigarette, you know, and he's a manic depressant, you know. It's just like, wow. So it was cool. It really happened fast, you know. We did like 3 or 4 shows, and yeah, it was great, man. I think it was Gary's first outing with us.
Wow.
It was Japan.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Rewinding back in the Shell Shock days, so I guess we're talking the 80s. What was going on New Orleans-wise? Was it the VFW Hall? Was it Exhorter, Graveyard Rodeo? Was that kind of the scene at the time?
I mean, I was playing in this band called Blatant Frustration, you know, just with a couple friends of mine, and I got a phone call from Shell Shock, and they were like the big, you know, they had been around since '81, been on tour, you know, and they were like, would you like to play drums? And I was just, my jaw dropped. I was like, wow, you know, so I just looked at it as a great opportunity and jumped on it, you know, and
How old were you when they asked you to do that?
I was about 18,
Wow.
19, and I really learned a lot, you know, and went on a tour with them. Just weird going from you know, a band that drew like 10, 15 people to a band that drew like 500-600 people.
Right.
You know, it's just, I really learned a lot, man. Really learned a lot, and it really boosted my confidence, you know, as a player, you know. So it kind of solidified where I knew what I wanted to do, you know.
When you were with Blatant Frustration, what were you influenced by at that time in your life, playing
I was
drums?
more of a metal drummer. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, Vinny Appice.
Oh, he's so killer.
Oh, dude, he rules, you know.
The Cactus stuff in particular, I love his playing on that
That's
stuff.
his brother, man.
Oh, that's Carmine.
Yeah, that's Carmine.
Vinny was Dio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was a total little metalhead that got
Yeah.
into the punk scene, you know.
Right.
And the cool thing about the punk scene is that, you know, there was no judgment, you know. It's like everybody was weird, you know. So it was really cool, and you know, learn how to play fast, you know, and just I couldn't do 16th notes, you know, do that, trying to make it sound like I was faking it, you know. So it's like all this, like, pushing yourself to do stuff, you know, and especially being in a band that drew like 600 people.
What a strange life, right? When you think
Yeah,
about over
yeah.
the course of events.
Yeah.
Speaking of strange life, I ask a lot of people that I talk to on this podcast about strange gigs that they've played. And I would love it if you retold the story about I Hate God playing at the RC Bridge Lounge, opening up for Born Against.
I don't remember why, but we couldn't play as a band for some reason. Somebody had to do something or
Right.
something. So we're like, well, let's not cancel. And, you know, we all lived in this apartment. It was 4 dudes. And we were like, you know, let's just fucking go in there and just be completely ignorant. And it's basically what we did, man. We went and got like 20, 30 pounds of fucking fat from fucking Superstore. And Mike showed up with a bunch of plate glass. You know, it's just like everybody went and got a bunch of weird stuff and showed up. And I mean, we thought we were killer. You know, I don't know what Born Against thought. We thought we like, dude, we ruined it. It was
Swamp performance art.
into ruining it. Why? I don't know, you know. But yeah.
So you were smashing glass, throwing fat. You had masks,
Yeah,
the whole
people
nine.
had masks. I was just like making feedback on a little practice amp. You know, I mean, it was fun. You know, it was stupid as fuck. You know, nothing more, man. But yeah, I talked to the guy in Born Against not long ago, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember that show." I said, "Yeah, I left right afterwards, man. I was a little paranoid that it was gonna go wrong, you know."
Understandably.
But they didn't, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were a touring band. I'm sure they didn't even give a fuck, you know.
Right.
They were like, who's these stupid assholes, you know? Oh, we
Yeah.
got to set our shit up on glass. You know?
Right. Exactly.
But we thought we fucking...
I mean, the concept is cool, but I can imagine it being a fucking major mess.
It was totally fun, you know?
Yeah.
Just not taking nothing serious, you know? Just
Yeah.
having fun with it.
Are there any other strange shows that strike out in your mind with any band, any venue, any particular thing? I
Yeah,
guarantee there's a lot of them.
The first I Hate God show at Storyville, we opened for Exhorter. Mike brought a bunch of records. He bought a big crate of records. And we were playing. He was cursing at him. Before Mike was even in I Hate God, he was in this band Suffocation by Filth. And he would pace. He would pace back and forth across the stage and be like, yeah, y'all think you're cool, man. Y'all suck. He's like the most negative motherfucker I ever met. You know, I was like, dude, he would have ruled, you know?
Right.
Because people were, like, really affected by it, you know? They were
Right.
like, oh, man, he's talking about me.
Yeah.
He's this little bitty guy, you know? And so the first show we played at Storyville, he brought this big thing of records, and there's a video of it, and he's just flinging records in the air and all
No
that.
shit.
And, you know, people remembered it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think we had like 5 songs or something like that. But,
Yeah.
dude, there's tons of gigs where, you know, it's just, they all just start blending into each other, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of the RC Bridge Lounge, did y'all go see Gigi Allen when he played there?
We opened for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about
there's a
2
weird...
weeks before he died.
Really?
Yeah, it was that tour, and then we opened it for him, and I played and went home. I was like, I'm not getting shit thrown on me or whatever. I had a job back then, so
Right.
you know, I was responsible. The fact that he died after, you know, so I guess kind of cool to say jamming. He was a really nice guy, you know.
Really?
Yeah, he was
I
super
can't
nice.
quite imagine hanging with him
He was
in
a
a
performance
casual...
artist, man.
Right.
That's all. You know, he was a total performance artist, you know, and but he pissed people off.
Oh, boy, did he.
Yeah, you know.
Did I got or do you think Mike or any of y'all, do you think that you drew some inspiration from Gigi Allen?
Of course, just the negativity of it, you know. That's what it was all about for us. It's just a negative action group, all that, you know. It's just like, you know, everybody's like, you know, dude, be positive, you know, chin up, you know. Man, fuck that, you know. Let's exploit fuck that, you know, fuck that.
Let's exploit
everything's
fuck that.
dismal, you know. It's just like,
Yeah.
when it wasn't,
Right.
you know, but it was just
It was your
bullshit.
shtick.
Yeah, it was all bullshit.
Early on, when you first started playing drums, what were you into? What got you into drums in the first place?
I started playing in the 3rd grade. Start like snare drum and bass drum, more like big band, like, you know.
Marching band stuff?
No, it was just
Concert
third
band?
and fourth grade.
Okay,
so we were just
yeah.
kids, you know, just learning like, you know, whatever. You
Right,
know,
exactly.
Sweet Caroline or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But and got away from it, and when I was like around 12, I got a kit, you know, and then just sat in my garage and kind of fucked with it, you know. I didn't have all my cymbal stands and all that. And then when I was around 14, I got a Tama Swing Star 7-piece, and that's when I was just like, you know.
2 bass drums?
No, one.
One bass drum. Okay.
I eventually bought another one. But,
Okay.
But deep down in my heart, I'm a drummer, you know.
Right.
It's like,
I think you write riffs like you're a drummer.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And drums are great, man. It's physical, you know. It's like people talk about getting runners high. You get drummers high big time.
Fuck yeah.
You know, and it's just love drums, man.
So from the moment in which I guess you had it in the garage and you started playing and you were like, I got to stick around with
started jamming
this.
with people, you know, and stuff like that. And you learn, you know.
Right.
You know, it takes time. I heard the Melvins, and that was like a completely different approach, you know.
Well, Dale's drumming is so strange, like in his approach sometimes.
I loved it though.
Right.
It was like, you know, it kind of made me realize that you had to do different stuff. You know, still playing drums now, you know, to be able to pull weird shit out of your ass, like weird fills and stuff. You know, it's like there's a lot of work going into getting to where you can just go, you know, thinking to yourself, okay, I'm gonna pull that out, you know, you know, whatever, you know, and being confident about it, you know. I was always fortunate to play in really cool bands on drums and with good writers, you know, and I would listen to them. And, you know, I think it's important for drummers to really listen to what the songwriter is hearing and to try and give them what they want. And then once you got that, and then add your own in, you know. It's like Kirk, you know. And me and Kirk really spent a lot of time, you know, writing early Crowbar stuff, Slugs stuff, and you know, he'd be like, dude, no, like this. He's like, you're thinking on the one, you know, think on, you know, like you learn stuff, you know, you learn stuff when you don't even think you are, you know.
Was playing with Down, was that a learning process as well?
Yeah, Phil's good at pulling out of me. Like, you know, he'll give me the general, you know, no, do this, you know. And sometimes you don't have an idea, you know, and
right.
you know, you want it to be really good. And to me, it all boils down to the person that's writing the stuff, you know. Yeah, Down was like the biggest opportunity I've ever had in my life, you know. It was like really upped my drumming, you know, and was really in the helmet around that time.
Fuck yeah, John Stander's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, dude.
Get out of
Just
town.
pocket,
Are you kidding
bro.
me?
Yeah,
it's the
you know,
shit.
and Sabbath, you know.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, it's just
Bill Ward's he could swing.
Soundgarden.
Oh,
you know,
Matt Cameron.
There were so many, you know, different drummers to rip from, you know.
Yeah. You seem to have gravitated towards big drum sounds from what you play.
And when I was younger, now it's, you know, it's like drums are drums, you know.
Are you still playing that steel? Is it a stainless steel?
I sold it.
You sold it?
Yeah.
Really?
It was too big, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty little guy, man. So, you know, I have a bunch of different kits, you know. And
what's your favorite kit presently?
I have a Pearl Masters Custom that I got in 2002.
Yeah?
And it's just, can't beat it, man. You know, I have it set up in my garage. I have a little studio.
Yeah.
So, you know, Down hasn't really been doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So really the only playing I've been doing is just by myself working on solo stuff.
Right.
And I'll just sit down and, you know, try and get in the pocket and then, you know, think of an arrangement in my head and play it.
Right.
You know, and then write something to it later, you know, which is a big challenge for me. It's cool, you know. And, you know, I get myself in these ruts. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know, because I'm doing the drums, bass, and guitar, you know. So
right.
It's like, and I'm try and make it perfect, you know.
Sure.
So my wife will come home. She'll be like, "Dude, you're still in here."
You're really still down there.
I'll be like, "Yeah, but I mean, that's what you do, you know."
When you played with Corrosion of Conformity for a little while, was that also what challenges did that present?
A lot, because I'm learning a completely different drummer's stuff, you know.
And he was a bad motherfucker.
Oh, Reed's awesome.
Oh
man.
my God.
That was really cool, because I was like, you know, COC was really a big influence on me when I was younger, and you know. Really proud of Pepper for what, you know, I mean, different COC with Pepper, but you know, really dug what they were doing, and like the Deliverance record was badass, you know.
I love the Blind record prior to that, man. I love, and especially Reed's drumming on that in particular is like, what's going on?
And Reed's good, dude.
Yeah,
and just,
shredding.
You know, just to be able to have that opportunity and go out and hang out with Woody and Mike Dean, you know, and all them, and learned a lot. You know, just pulling it off was a big thing for me. Pepper's like, "Yeah, dude, you want to come do it?" And I was like, I kind of said yes without thinking about it. And you know, had to do a lot of preparation work for it and everything like that. But you know, it always pays off when you work hard for something.
The Clearlight thing, I haven't seen y'all in the longest of time. Last time I saw y'all was at Checkpoint Charlie's, and y'all were just blazing joints and passing them on the stage while y'all were playing, and it was an awesome show.
Yeah.
How did that band start? I never really knew the story behind that.
We were all in the Allman Brothers, and the Meters, and Skinner, you know, and just wanted to do basically kind of like a prog rock southern band.
Right.
You know, and we weren't into the vocal thing. We couldn't find anybody to sing, you know, so it was just, that's something that started. You know, we would joke around, man. We said, you know, we're like a lounge band, you know, you know, and it's basically a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers that didn't know how to control feedback to trying to play like these jazz stuff and all that. But you know, it's amazing. It's amazing what you can learn doing stuff like that, you know.
Right, just by the challenge, putting yourself up for it.
You know, but that band took a long. I mean, we practiced like every day, dude.
Really?
Like 2-3 hours a day.
Wow.
You know, and the bass player was amazing. You know, he's like as a guitar player, he's like, think melody, man. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I had 4 strings. You know, I'm more riff oriented. You know, and he's
right.
like had to do solos and everything. And it gelled together good. And we were on tour with COC, Spirit Caravan, Clutch.
Uh-huh.
And it was a great tour. We were doing great, and our equipment got stolen in Dallas.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, so that was it. You know, they went home, and I continued touring with COC. But dude, we were really making momentum, you know, because we're a jam band with Sabbath influence. You know, I think it was the wrong timing when we were doing it. It was just not many people were into that kind of stuff, you know. But to us, that was cool, you know. It was a really fun band. But me and Aaron are double drumming now, and we've been writing new Clearlight stuff. So
really,
yeah. So that's cool. Me and Aaron, we can really lock in together, you know. And that's a whole new, because me and Joey had always talked about doing a double drumming kind of thing, you know.
I've done it before. It can be tough.
It rules.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's killer, but it's not easy either.
Yeah, and you got to put a lot of work into it, you know. So now we're just, you know, taking that into effect and trying to make it happen. We don't try that hard, but
yeah,
you know.
I'm interested to hear it for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aaron, man, what was the adjustment of in Joey passing, having Aaron come in? I talked to you about it a little bit earlier. Just that seemed like a tough gig because so much of what y'all do was about just the chemistry involved in executing those songs and the sort of push and pull of timing and everything else. So I'd imagine that it was not the easiest thing, but he seems to have fallen right into it.
They had people that wanted to try out and stuff like that, and fair enough, we gave him a chance and all. But I was adamant the guy had to be from New Orleans. You know, it just, you know, because Joey was like so into New Orleans shit and all that. You know, it was just important. And you know, Aaron was just this kid, man, that plays guitar, plays drums, and all this. You know, and fucking I asked him, and he was all into it. You know, I said, dude, it's a great opportunity for you. We tour constantly. You know, I said, but you know, I said it's gonna be a lot of hard work. You know, and dude, he went nuts on it, man. You know, I mean, I'd show up at the room, he'd be in there by himself with headphones on, like studying Joey. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, that was cool to me at the time. You know, it was like, wow. You know, yeah. I mean, he's surpassed everything that we ever could have asked for from him. You know? Fits in mentally, his humor, everything, dude. You know, it's just like couldn't have picked a better guy.
It's interesting because a lot of this goes back to the Melvins, and the Melvins are a textbook example of that sort of strange chemistry that happens between like Dale and Buzzo, you know, with the way their songs happen. And then here, Hey God is the same deal, and Aaron managed to come in and do it. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, after the fact, and like trying to figure out, navigate that
he really
chemistry.
Stepped up, you know. He really stepped up, and you know, being older than him, I'm proud of him for that, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause he didn't take it for granted. It's like, you know, it's like, some people might be like, I hate God, you know, it's like, what a stupid name, or whatever, you know. Doing it for that long, you know, it just really meant a lot to us. And then to have him walk in, you know, and fill those shoes, you know, awesome.
Speaking of which, and if I remember correctly, the dude who came up with the name for the band was the original singer, and he became a born-again Christian. Am I right on that?
Yeah. I don't know how much of a Christian he is, but yeah, his name was Chris Hilliard.
Do you think he had guilt on his mind that he had spawned a band?
He told me, he's like, please change the name of the band. He's like, kids hear that, and I'm like, Chris, come on. It's the same dude. He sit around and take acid, and you know, and just be like, you know, it's just a great name, you know.
I mean, it's provocative for sure. You can't ignore it when you hear it, or see it or whatever.
It's just a name, though.
Right.
You know? At this point, it's just a name. You know?
Yeah, 30 years into it for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Going forward, man, what you got going on the rest of 2017 into 2018?
I got a Superjoint tour after this one.
Okay.
And then having a baby boy.
I am as well.
Having a boy.
You're November.
Yeah.
I'm February.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yourself.
Yeah.
Back at you. So just looking forward to that, and just looking forward to 2018 after that, man. Gonna have that new I Hate God record coming out. Superjoint's working on a new record.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll do Down soon. Down's one of those bands where everybody plays in other bands. If I had a dollar for every time somebody's like, y'all broke up, and y'all ain't doing nothing no more. It's like, dude, no. You know, it's like...
Everybody's everywhere doing other shit.
When it feels right, we'll do it again. That's what's cool about that, man. It just sucks for me because I don't get to play drums. You know?
We got to get you back on the kit, man.
Yeah, I'll play at home, man.
Jimmy, thanks for sitting down with me. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks to Jimmy for sitting down and taking the time to talk to me. Be sure to check out I Hate God or Superjoint Ritual, any of the many bands that Jimmy's involved in out on touring or releasing music or any and all that. Maybe we'll even see a solo record with Jimmy if I was hearing that correctly. But in any case, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again. Crash, bang, boom.